Welcome back to another virtual training session. Today's workout is going to be more focused on kicking. Let's get straight into the warm-up. The warm-up today is going to be just straight up stretch and kick. However, we're focusing more on the hip flexor, so specifically that muscle. So right now, the height of your stretch and kick should not really matter. The main thing is the form. So the main form should be upper body straight, lower body straight. Make sure minimizing the pivot to a bare minimum. So if you pivot maybe 15 degrees, that's okay. Try not to go more than that. That way we specifically target the hip flexor. So from here, you're gonna go straight up without leaning forward. 1 and then 2, okay? Make sure that you thoroughly only use the hip flexor, so try not to rock or try not to kind of use any momentum. So cut the momentum, stop it, straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. You're gonna do one side 20 reps, and then you're gonna switch sides, and that's gonna be considered one set. You're gonna do a total of 2 sets. In between each set, I want you to rotate between 3 different types of push-ups. The first one being regular push-ups, second one's gonna be a little bit wide push-ups, and then the third one's gonna be diamond push-ups. The main focus for the push-ups is only gonna be 10 reps. However, I really want you guys to focus on technique as well as form. So if you have to put your knees down to make sure that you do the proper form, by all means do so, but also do that form properly. So if you're going to do the push-ups, your regular push-ups is going to be shoulder width apart. Make sure your head all the way to your hip and to the heel is a straight line, so no curving whatsoever. From here, chin up a little bit, go down, try to touch the floor gently before you come all the way up. Okay, so make sure that you do 10 reps of this with the full range of motion. So that's the first one. Second one's going to be double shoulder width apart, so you should feel it a little bit more in your back and the shoulders. So when you go down, try to imagine and feel that your shoulder blades are pinching. All right, so if this is regular right here, we're going to go double shoulder width apart. Same thing, make sure your stomach is tight, chin up a little bit. Go down and up, down and up, down and up. Okay, the last one we're gonna do is diamond push-ups. When we do diamond push-ups, we're gonna do it a little bit differently than what we normally do. So for the diamond push-ups, let's make sure that we make a diamond, and when we put our hands on the floor, when we hover over your hands, I want it a little bit higher up, closer to the chest area. Typically, we bring it down around solar plex, and we kind of bring it down this way. So today, we're going to go around the shoulder area, and the main focus is going to be pushing the elbows outwards. So not bringing your elbows close to your body this way, but more so pushing it outwards. All right. This time, I'm going to do it on my knees so that you guys can see the proper form. So same thing, knees, heads, hip, all pushed in, all locked into place. This time, my hands are a little bit up higher toward my chest. Whoever is doing it on their knees, make sure that the legs are not down. Please tuck them in as much as you can. And then from here, you're going to feel the elbow push outwards this way, and then down. 1, 2. I feel like it's a little bit high, so I'm going to lower it so that you feel the weight on top of your hands. 1 and 2. Okay? So with that being said, I want you to please do that warm-up. Now that you guys finished the stretch and kick, let's move on to the next drill. The next drill is going to be skipping roundhouse kick, slide back, step back. Okay? So let me demonstrate just a few times. So from here, you're going to go skipping roundhouse kick, slide back, step back. Bounce a few times. Skip roundhouse kick, slide back, step back. All right? You're going to do that a total of 10 reps on each side, so 10-10, and that's going to be considered one set. Please do 2 sets, okay? A couple of things I want you guys to focus on for this drill. Right now, in all of our kicks, the recoil is a little bit weak. So let's focus on our hamstrings. When we go for the kick, clearly power up the recoil as fast as you can and as strong as you can, just like you're going for a strong kick. The other thing I want you to focus on is when you guys do the slap back, step back, again, keep your heels off the ground so that we can engage our calves. So here's going to be a side view. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's going to be the first drill. The second drill is going to be skipping hook kick. Without putting that leg down, you're going to go for a roundhouse kick. So let me demonstrate that for you right now. So from here, let's go. Step back. Step back. Okay, here will be a side view. Again, focus on the recoil. So for this hook kick, there's going to be a lot of hamstring engagement. So let's do that as well. 10-10, one set, a total of 2 sets. Don't forget, in between each set, please alternate between the 3 different push-ups. One last thing, for those of you who guys are starting to get a little bit tired with the push-ups, I want you guys to be a little bit careful with your posture. So, if you're going for about 7 reps and you're starting to feel really tired, right? And it's very difficult. I want you guys to go for posture. So for example, a lot of people tend to kind of break the posture, taking a break. So from here, they start doing this, and start doing this, or even put their knees down and take a little break. Let's try to avoid that. So what we're gonna do is take a breather from the same position. So keep your core tight, and then really try to squeeze out a couple more reps, okay? So if you can't do the full 10 going forward, I want you guys try to squeeze out as much as you can with the proper form. Now, when that happens, I want you to note what that rep is, how many times you guys did that. And then going forward, I want you to try to hit that same rep over and over again for the remaining sets going forward, okay? But of course, ideally, I would recommend you guys try your best to do the full 10 push-ups every single set. So, let's do the next 2 drills. Now that you guys finished the next set of drills, let's move on to Poomsae kicking warm-ups. So what we're going to do is we're going to do front kick, roundhouse kick, and side kick. However, we're only going to do 14 reps, 2 sets, and then we're going to focus on the full extension with the hold. So for each kick, either use a table, the wall, in this case I'm going to use this, just for a little bit of balance, okay? Let me start off with front kick first. For this drill, of course, we want to go as high as we can, but let's try to at least get it at your waist height. So from here, we're going to make sure that we bring our heel tucked as close as we can. So if we had something like a pencil right in between our leg, that should not drop, okay? So this is the chamber position. If you can, minimize how many fingers you use on the wall or for balance. That way we can really have that stability in our Poomsae. So from here, we're going to go full extension, 1, 2, 3, recoil. 1, 2, 3, recoil. 1, 2, 3, recoil. Okay, we're going to do this a total of 14 reps. Both sides is going to be 1 set, 2 sets. All right. Next up is going to be roundhouse kick. This one, same thing. Okay, let's use this just for a little bit of balance. Make sure when we do the roundhouse kick, I want you to point the knee forward as much as you can. So hip in, knees forward. If you look over your shoulder, you should be able to see a straight line from your hip to your knee and with your shoulder. So here's going to be your front view. Okay, once you hold the bar, pivot all the way, pull that knee out. Right here should be a straight line. And then from here, we're going to do the same thing. Kick, 1, 2, 3, recoil. 1, 2, 3, recoil. 1, 2, 3, recoil. Okay, again, 14 reps, both sides, 2 sets. The last one, of course, is going to be Sidekick, and that's going to be the same exact thing. Let's make sure that we focus on good re-chamber with the squeeze, as well as the proper alignment as when we go for the kick. So same thing, from here, squeeze it as much as you can. Make sure that the distance between your heel and your butt is at a bare minimum. And then let's go for the side kicks. 1, 2, 3, recoil. 1, 2, 3, recoil. Keep squeezing tight. 1, 2, 3, recoil. Okay? As you guys do the reps, you'll definitely start feeling it all over. So let's make sure that we be careful about your posture. So, one last thing. In between reps, let's make sure that we go for some core exercises. So we're going to alternate between bicycle crunches, we're going to alternate between leg raises, and then hip raises with the 10-second hold. So the next sequence we're going to do is Taeguk 5 forward sequence, as well as Koryo forward sequence. Alright, so Taeguk 5 forward sequence, let's make sure that we apply the split concept as well as the wrist that we practiced. And then on top of the proper kicking that we did earlier today. So let's make sure that we do forward sequence. We're going to do that 5 times in a row, a total of 2 sets. And then right after that, we're going to go for the forward sequence of Koryo. So for Taeguk 5, we're going to start from the hammer fist, go all the way forward. After you do that one going forward, I want you to immediately reset and then do the same thing going back. So there's going to be very little rest time for this. Same thing for Koryo. You're going to start from the last inner block. And then you're going to go for that entire forward sequence all the way until the knee break. Right after you finish the knee break, I want you to reset and then go again for that sequence. So from here, we're going to do 5 reps, 2 sets for these 2 sequences, and try to have as little rest time in between. For this one as well, in between sets, we're going to work on our cardio, make sure that our heart rate stays up and that we're getting a good sweat. The 30 seconds jumping jacks, 30 seconds sliding forward and sliding back, switch feet, slide forward, slide back for 30 more seconds, and that's considered 1, so that's going to be a minute. And then the third one is going to be just in place switching feet. Now, One thing I do want to comment is when we go for the switch feet, let's try our best not to jump up too high. So for this one, we want to go for speed. So all of these drills for cardio, we want to stay low, knees are generally slightly bent, and then from here, let's try to just use your core more. So it's going to be a very quick switch feet, like this, okay? So without further ado, please start that. Great job. We're going to do another sequence, but this sequence is going to be from Taeguk 6. All right. We're going to focus on the roundhouse kick sequence. So for everyone, we're going to start from forward stance. Right hand's going to be at your face height, and we're going to go for that roundhouse kick just into the outer block punch combo. So from here, let's go for the roundhouse kick. 1, up to here. We're going to do that 5 times, 2 sets. And we're going to do this one consecutively. So after you do 1, reset, back to forward stance with the face height palm block. And then let's go for, again, the roundhouse kick into the outer block punch. Once you do that 5 times 2 sets, let's rotate to the opposite side. So right leg's going to be in front of you, left hand's going to be at your face height, and we're going to go all the way into that low block. So from here, let's go roundhouse kick into the low block. And let's reset and do that 5 times for 2 sets. Again, please continue to do the cardio workout in between sets. Very good job. We got 2 more sequences that we're going to do. The first one is going to be choreo intro sequence, so we're going to do the double sidekick sequence, and the second one is going to be Taeguk sidekick sequence. The reps and the sets will stay the same, as well as the in-between cardio exercises. So from here, let's make sure that we do one side first, 5 reps, and then do the other side, 5 reps. So from here, starting from Jubi, let's go for all the way to that last inner block sequence. After that, immediately reset, start the next rep. Okay, same thing with the opposite side. For tebek, what we want to do is we're going to start from the outer block and the high block. From here, let's go for the uppercut punch. Pause clearly right here at the hinge. Sidekick into the elbow strike. Immediately go back into this. Do the hand combo. Clearly pause. Go for the sidekick and elbow strike. And for this one as well, let's do the 5 reps on both sides. 2 sets, please. Alright, very good job. Let's go ahead and do the last workout. The last workout is going to be a seated workout, so follow me. We're going to sit down, legs going to be in front of you. Try your best not to lean back too much, okay? So hands are going to be slightly behind you. I highly recommend trying to do it almost right next to you, but you have to lean back. If you have to bring it back a little bit, that's okay. So let's do this. We're going to do full extend your leg as if you're doing a front kick, okay? So the shape of your foot, let's make sure we point with the ball of your foot. The toes are tucking a little bit towards your own body. And make sure that your quads and your knees locked and squeezing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go as high as I can, and we're going to hold this for 10 seconds, okay? If you don't want to use the stopwatch or anything like that, just count out loud, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and make sure that we do a solid 10 seconds. After we do the 10-second hold, we're going to go for leg raises without lowering it. So after 10 seconds, we're going to make sure, do not lean back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do that a total of 10 reps. So 10-second holds, 10 leg raises, put it down slowly, okay, while continuing to squeeze. And then we're going to alternate to the other leg, do that 10-second hold, 10 reps, and we're going to do that a total of 2 sets in total, okay? For this one, in between each set, just use this time to kind of stretch out and catch your breath. Now, the second one is going to be the sidekick version. So what it's going to look like is we're going to go to the side, try to use your forearms. That way we also kind of increase our shoulder strength. From here, your hips can be flat on the mat. So this one is not like a side plank where our hips are off. Make sure when we're in this position that the alignment is really straight. So hips, again, hips, shoulder, and heel. So if I do a frontal view, hopefully you guys are able to check yourselves and see that this is a straight line. Now from here, okay, be careful not to relax your upper body and lean forward. Let's make sure it's straight. From here, let's make the shape of the sidekick, and we're going to go up, hold that for 10 seconds, and then without going lower, we're going to do that 10 leg raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep squeezing, slowly bring it down, keep squeezing, and then relax, okay? We're going to do that both sides again, just like the front kick exercise. Let's do that 10-second hold, 10 reps, a total of 2 sets. everyone, that is the wrap of our workout for today. So again, let's take this time to properly cool down and stretch. Let's do a little bit of extra stretching today. So a couple stretches I definitely want you guys to do is coming down, all right? The first one is just nice and easy, just to stretch out your feet and your ankles. So from here, make sure that your toes are on the ground, and I want you to just kind of lean and sit into it, all right? That way you feel a nice stretch in your feet, okay? And then the second one is, I want you to point your toes and then sit down. That way you stretch out your ankles as well. For how long you guys do this stretch, you guys can be the judge of that, all right? So if you want to do 10 seconds, if you want to do longer than that, that is your call. All right, the next set of stretching I want you guys to do is from here, we're going to sit down, leg in front of you, and we're going to bring one leg in, okay? After we bring that leg in, let's flip that back leg behind you and make sure that our toes are pointing down, so that again, we stretch out that ankle. After we do so, try your best to properly make an L shape. So I don't want any kind of small L shapes. Bring that knee back. Of course, the more you can bring it back, the better. And then the next stretch you're going to do is simply hands behind you and then slowly lean back as far as you can. When you do the stretch, if you go all the way back, you should start feeling it in your hip flexor and your quads. A lot of times, as athletes, we tend to forget to stretch the most commonly used leg muscle, which is the quads. So if you have any knee pain, hopefully stretching out your quads will help relieve that pain as well. So let's make sure that we do that stretch. Other stretches that you guys can do for your quads is, for example, just standing straight up, grabbing that foot and pulling that knee back. But a lot of people tend to do this wrong. When you guys do this stretch, you kind of just like pull it back, right? So from here, after you hold onto your ankle, try your best to push that knee back and then pull it even more. That way you feel the proper stretch. So a lot of people kind of just pull it towards their butt and just leave it there, right? But you're not going to get a good stretch. So let's make sure push that knee back so as if it's pointing straight into the ground. And then from here, you're going to pull it back even more, okay? And try to do that on both sides. I highly recommend you guys stretch for at least a minute each for each drill. So please take the time to stretch out. Hopefully you guys had a good workout, and I'll see you in the next.